Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cock the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for banners.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the London Black Knights. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
On the ball.
A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now it's Newton. Looking long for Thomas. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. They find some open field here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 yards there and a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off play action. Newton. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. From the gun, here's Newton. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. So opening drive, 3rd down. They complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And that's off the mark, incomplete. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Play action. It's Newton. And it's complete to Kelce. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. They'll run it with Kamara, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, Brandon, that was a big play by the defense to keep him at the end zone on 3rd down, so there's an early decision to be made here, isn't there? I know that 3 is awfully tempting, but I'd pull on my big boy pants right now, and I'd go for it.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Newton. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
All right, here we go.
On 1st and 10, Ferguson throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that. So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Green 39.
To throw on 2nd down. Ferguson. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Gone.
On first down, Ferguson. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Now let's go. 319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Gone. Now let's go. Blue 90.
Operating from the gun, Ferguson. And this is going to be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Gold is able to put it through. And it's 3-0 here in the 2nd quarter. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And some room to work. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
when we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Escaping the pressure right. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Over. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Looking to throw on second down. Ferguson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
Watch it now, Barney.
From the gun, Ferguson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to. And maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Set. Like
second down. Here's Newton. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Hard throw, incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And here now the offense heading back out there. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. They run it with McKinnon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Watching now, Barney. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Ferguson. He's going to air one out. He got his man complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night, as it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, as they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. To throw on 2nd down. Ferguson. He'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line. Brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8 yards. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Detroit! Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Ferguson. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Austin. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, Newton. Flush to his right. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Buying time to his left. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. A very solid gain of 27.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Now Newton on 1st down. Flushed out right. He'll air it out deep for... And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Leopard! Watch it now, Barney! Gun! Watch it now, Barney!
Throwing on 1st down. Ferguson going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they rattle off a big one. 43 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Over.
They run once more with McKinnon. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Tough 1st half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Green 39. All right, now, Lucky 56.
From the gun, Ferguson eluding the pressure right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the 1st half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Newton escaping the pressure right. And this one is incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Ferguson dancing to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Good, good. Good, good.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ferguson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And it's a fumble. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's McKinnon, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Welcome back now here in London. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. Now Austin. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Flush to his right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, Well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Newton being chased out left. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. On first down, it's Newton. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. To the air again, Newton. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Newton throwing again. He can run for it. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain here down to the 22. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Ferguson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he comes back with one complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game. Although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
And they'll try to close it out now. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here again is McKinnon. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Gold missed it. It's no good. Wide right for Gold, and this score will stay right where it is. So in a game that's been full of twists and turns, here's another with time winding down.
And now, as you say, time's obviously a huge factor. But all you're looking for now is 3. So one big play, maybe a penalty, and you might get that shot after all.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And an alley to run. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. It put their defense in a really tough spot.
McKinnon looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game.